The name of the record, "The Mediator Between Head and Hand Must Be the Heart," is taken from the film Metropolis, which is a classic science fiction film from the 1920s made by Fritz Lang, a German director. It's a very interesting dystopic film about slavery in a horrible futuristic society where workers are enslaved by their masters. And this idea continues a dialogue that the band has been making with other art forms. They have already released an album called Dante 21, which is based on Dante Alighieri's The Divine Comedy, so it explores the Divine Comedy in its lyrics. And they have also released another record called Alex, or Alex, which is about Anthony Burgess's Clockwork Orange, the book which became the basis for the Stanley Kubrick film of the same name. So the band is trying there to do a dialogue, establish a dialogue with other art forms, which I think is completely valid and very interesting. A way to go deeper into art and to make more thoughtful comments into art. So the opening track, very interesting track. It starts with some experimental kind of mechanical noises, which makes you think it's gonna be kind of industrial stuff. But then it goes into fast and aggressive lightning speed, going for ferocious death thrash, showing what this new record is all about. The vocals of Derek Green are perfectly adapted to the guitars of Andreas Kisser, and it's clear in this state that the band wants you, the listener, to see velocity, speed, and total aggression as their opening card, as their opening trick, done in the Sepultura, in the current Sepultura style. And this release is all about that, it's about showing that. So the guitars of Andreas actually build up a wall of aggression and sound in this track. Very powerful, violent, in your face, straightforward, cutting through. And the vocal of Green makes clear his hardcore roots. I mean, he used to play in hardcore bands there in Cleveland. He's friends and is a guest in an Integrity album. So Green is all hardcore, and Andreas coming with the fast thrash death riffs. Powerful stuff. The chorus of the next track, Vatican, which is, has some chanting there, profane kind of religious chanting going on, and then it goes into the chorus, it goes into the riffs, and the chorus is absolutely brutal, with the drumming of Eloy Casagrande, made with the double bass drumming in a very powerful riding your horse again sound, made to create this impressive sound mass. Eloy Casagrande is only 22 years old. He's a new drummer. He's taking the place of Jean Dolabella, the Udora's drummer, who left the band. But he proves to be a very good substitute, totally up to the challenge of taking the drumsticks of Sepultura and doing the job. Casagrande maintains velocity, speed, precision, and he punctuates the songs with great virtuose playing. He does an excellent and exceptional job, and he has adapted very well to the work of the band. This track shows how he can pull different tricks in different parts of the song and actually do a very creative, tight as fuck job. The whole band explodes with these two songs, Trauma of Water and Vatican. They have these tracks have this urgency and velocity that take you back, as I was saying, to the thrash and death metal of early Sepultura. And the speed is so high that you think that the band is gonna explode at some point, that they're gonna go over themselves, but that never happens. It's totally controlled chaos. It works very, very nicely, and it just blows you away and shocks you with so much speed and aggression. You don't expect that from new Sepultura. Well, the band gets really creative with the track Grief. It's a dark track, which seems like a religious lament or a religious prayer. It is made based on a fire that happened recently in Brazil, in which hundreds of people died, and it was a national tragedy. The atmosphere is dense and very interesting, and it's an experimental track of sorts, and it demonstrates what Sepultura has done of most creative. It's not really metal. It's this dark kind of lament, this litany, this requiem for the dead, and it really works as a requiem. Now the track The Age of the Atheist, which was released as a single, diminishes a little bit the velocity, the speed of the record, and it has a very well done chorus, which demonstrates the creativity of Green when he adapts to the riffs made by Andreas. It's a nice track, not the best one of the album, but still solid. After that, we have the track Obsessed, where again, mid-pace, riding your horse metal, it takes control of the album, and it alternates with tribal moments, which are already, as I said, trademark of New Sepultura. One of the highlights of the record, maybe because of the presence of the drummer Dave Lombardo. He used to play in Slayer. He is a guest player on this track. Very violent track. Strong riffs that grow on you and grow during the track. And the production of Ross Robinson is very good. I mean, he's famous for being a new metal producer. This record has nothing to do with new metal. The record has got the correct weight for Sepultura. The vocals of Green are a little bit suffocated. Apparently that is made by a little bit of distortion put in. But that's not a problem, because it is an effect that actually becomes the aesthetic of the record. I mean, it becomes the plastic sound of the record, almost as if it's a filter in an image, also almost as if it was the art direction of a film. So this record actually has an art direction. Anyway, this is part of the Sepultura sound. The groove and the tribal elements are perfect and actually enhance the brutality of this record that goes over any hipster metal record any day, any time. Well, the last track is a little bit unnecessary, but still a nod to Chico Science, Brazilian musician who died tragically in a car accident a while ago, is the track Da Lama ao Caos, From the Mud to the Chaos. Good name for a Sepultura track. And it's a good cover. I mean, it's nothing special, not exactly my taste, but it works. And after that, there's Long Silence and then solos by Casagrande, which work only as a bonus. I mean, it's nothing necessary or particularly interesting. But that's only the final moments of the album. Now, it's clear that Sepultura in 2013, it's not Sepultura from Arise from 1991. And it's not even Sepultura from the last record with Max, Roots from 96. You know, this is a new thing. It's a new band. It's another band. Forget it. This is Sepultura 2013. Something completely different. And for a record with a very positive promise about using your heart to mediate the reason and what you're doing, The Mediator is a very dark and heavy album, even a bleak album. But that's not bad, on the contrary. This is the most solid album that the band has released since Green got into the band, and certainly the best since the first With Him Against. Here we have a band which is focused, is solid, and is fulfilling a formula, as an aesthetic formula to the end. The band is not the same, and will never be the same that it was in 90 until they broke up in 96. This is something completely different. But it is what Sepultura became. And this is an excellent extreme metal album.